So I was thinking we can cover a little bit about sharing opinions in Spanish. I've prepared some phrases that we can use and some topics. I just listed out a bunch of basic topics. And the phrases I would like to, like us to read through them first and see if there are anything that's a little bit hard to understand. So Karen, could you read through these two?
Sure.
Just the Spanish part, just these two parts.
¿Qué piensas de
Uh-huh.
y qué opinas de?
Exactly, exactly. Although there are two different ways, but they really talk about the same thing. What do you think of something? Or what's your opinion on something? What's your opinion about something? So just two different ways to express the same ideas. And if we want to add a specific topic, we would use de, right? What do you think about um, this car? Uh, Han, if you're following along, would you like to say what do you think about this car? Could you give it a try? Either one of these?
¿Qué piensas de este carro?
Exactly. So you they and then you add the object, right? And if you want to just ask the other person, what do you think? Then it's easier. You just add ¿qué piensas? Right? ¿Qué piensas? Without the object or ¿qué opinas? That's a little bit easier, provided that we already know what we're talking about. For perhaps we're talking about an event, and then I ask you, ¿qué piensas? Right? What do you think? Or ¿qué opinas? What do you think? So I'm gonna leave those on the screen as well. So these are the questions. Pretty simple way. Obviously, there are more ways to express or ask about opinions, but I think these are some of the more basic ways. And to answer those, Han, could you go through these 4 lines, just the Spanish part?
Para mí, creo que, siento que, pienso que.
Perfect. And para mí, it just means, for me, literally is for me. Or if you want to paraphrase it, it's like I think or I feel, Para mí, este carro es muy bueno. You can say, to me, this car is really good, or I think this car is really good. That's just one example. And below that, it's 3 different ways to express this, to start your opinion. Although they are written differently, but they really do the same thing. Creo que este carro es muy bueno. Siento que este carro es muy bueno. Pienso que este carro es muy bueno. Although they're, using different verbs, but in practice they're all the same. They just mean I think that. I think that. If you really want to dive into the verbs, then creo is to believe, siento is to feel, pienso is to think. But again, in practice, they're all the same. And there are 2 more ways that are the shorter ways, just to say I think so or I don't think so. Then it's creo que sí, and the other one is no creo. Well, you can also say creo que no. Creo que no, it doesn't sound that natural. Perhaps you can say no creo, no creo. And estoy de acuerdo. I agree. I'll add this as well, de acuerdo. So either estoy de acuerdo or de acuerdo. Just this little part. It means I agree. And that's a very basic way to express that you agree with the other person. And if you want to say I don't agree, the direct way is no estoy de acuerdo. Although in practice it can be a little bit direct. So perhaps you want to use different ways to express. Perhaps I think differently or I have a different opinion instead of saying I disagree. Right? That sounds a little bit direct. So that's the context and the basic phrases that I want to share with you guys. How is it so far? Is it Is it easy to take in? So far, so good?
You say I disagree.
You just add no in front of it. No, no estoy de acuerdo. I disagree. Yeah, that would be how you do it. I'll add that below that as well. We're running out of space. Do it like that. Yeah, but again, like I said, I don't hear it very often because it's kind of direct in speaking. Perhaps in you know in a place where you're there to debate with the other person, perhaps it's easier to say that. But in just friendly conversation, perhaps you can say I think differently or I have a different opinion. Perhaps that'll be better. Karen, is it all good?
I have a question. So, when you use creo que, siento que, pienso que, that's the first part of a sentence, right? I believe.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
when you go further to say what you believe, whatever verb you use is going to be in the, you have to conjugate that verb too.
Yes, yes. Great question. So basically what it does is it leads to a clause, and a clause is basically, in this case, it would be a complete sentence.
Right.
You cannot say a word or a phrase. If I want to say, I believe that, well, I think it's the same thing in English. I believe that this car is very expensive. This car is very expensive. It's a complete sentence. It has its subject, and then verb and all that. So it needs to be that. And also another thing is that this que, we cannot skip it. It cannot be skipped. In English, we can say, I think it's a good idea. But in Spanish, we have to say, creo que es una buena idea. So the que, this part cannot be skipped. That's a unique thing for Spanish. I'll write down that sentence. Creo que es una buena idea. So as you can see, here is a complete sentence, and then creo que is the part to start the second part. Creo que es una buena idea. And obviously we're omitting the subject. Something is a good idea. And it's omitted. Okay?
It's only admitted because it's contextual, right? But
yes. Yes,
so
yes.
I believe that, say the idea is buying the car. I believe that it's
Yes, exactly. So, for example, creo que es una buena idea comprarlo. Then comprarlo, in this case, well, perhaps it needs a little bit more explanation why the subject is at the end, but it's a good idea to buy it, or to buy it is a good idea, or buying it is a good idea. So if the context already provides that we're talking about buying the car, I can say, creo que es una buena idea. I think it's a good idea.